Okay guys, here we are. So this is the video I told you I was going to make about how I make fires when I'm out hiking or camping in the woods, or just as a survival thing for your survival pack. If you need to make a fire, you can do this with household items. All I really got here is, and I use all generic, this is generic Vaseline. If you can see on there, it says 100% pure petroleum jelly. For those of you that know what petroleum is, that gives you an idea of what that's for. Okay, and then just over here, I have cotton balls. Notice it does say 100% cotton, okay, because believe it or not, all cotton balls are not equal. Okay, I got some examples here to show you. These cotton balls are not cotton. They're actually synthetic. They are plastic, and I'll show you here in a second. They do not burn. Okay, and then these are the real cotton balls. And then I just use generic of both kind. You can see that one was Kroger. That's just generic store brand. This is generic store brand. You don't need to spend a lot of money. That's 99 cents for the cotton balls and like 98 cents for this little tiny jar of the petroleum jelly. Okay, so this is stuff you can either find laying around the house or get really cheap. You can buy fire starting kits for camping and stuff like that, but you're going to pay $5-6 for those. Alright, so here I'll show you how these burn here. I'll hand the camera off to my daughter, and off we go. Here is the lighter I showed you in the survival kit, my butane lighter. Okay, and you'll see, I'll get one of these synthetic cotton balls. We'll light this up, and it doesn't burn, it just melts. Just like if you were going to melt rope. It's just nylon twine. Okay, you get a real cotton ball, okay, and that will catch on fire. And we better drop it in the jar there because that's getting kind of hot. Okay, got my jar here. Believe it or not, look at that. It's Nallie's Campfire Beef Stew. It's actually pretty good stuff. If you're going to test this out and you want to see if this really works, see, there's your fire in there. Just a regular cotton ball burns. Please use a jar. Can get a big one. You can get a big coffee can. This is just what I had. Don't burn the house down or anything. Alright, so I'm going to take another one of these. We'll get rid of those synthetic cotton balls. That was just an example for you. Okay, when I do this in my pack, I'll dip a whole bunch of these and I'll fill up a baggie. Okay, and Ziploc baggie, and it takes up no weight, no room in your pack. You can keep a lot of them in there. Be sure you keep a pack of dry ones as well to use as tinder, because as I'm not going to soak this whole thing, I'll just do both, one on a little bit on each side just to show you, because it'll actually burn really hot for a long time with all this petroleum jelly on here. But if you make a whole bunch of these and put them in a baggie and put them in your pack, they're going to get all smashed together, and you're not going to have a dry part of cotton to even light on fire. So you're going to have some separate tinder there. Okay? As you can see, that cotton ball's burnt out already. Okay, so we'll go ahead and light this one up. Woo! Get off my finger. That's not good. And you can already see that one's burning way hotter. It's got higher flames. It's burning hotter. I'm going to have to let go of the can here pretty soon. Okay, and if we were to drop a regular cotton ball in there, you'll see that the flame around the cotton ball isn't nearly as bright. Alright? And it'll burn out long before the one dipped in the petroleum jelly will. Okay? We'll let that burn for a little bit there. Ooh, that's getting hot. Okay. I'll take the camera back here. Let's see if we can get in there and see. And you guys can run these experiments at home if you want to see how much more that burns. But it'll burn for a long time, and I'm only doing one here to show you. But if you wanted to go ahead and get a whole bunch of them dipped in there and put in there, it'll go for quite a while. And you can already see how the one on the left is brighter than the one on the right with that extra petroleum jelly on there. And just remember too, I didn't dip it very much. Okay, I just dipped it a little bit because I didn't want to stand here for 10 minutes and show you how it burns longer and hotter. Alright? But you can already see how the one on the right is starting to dim and burn out. Okay, it's a nice little fun experiment. I'll let you guys run that for yourself at home. Me and my daughter have actually stand out here before when we've done a couple of them, practicing for the video, and boy, it burns for like 10 minutes before we decided to just put it out. So you can already see the one on the right is almost gone now. It's just a little tiny flame. I think they're a little too close together, and the petroleum one is keeping it going a little bit longer. But that's pretty much the basics on that. And if you look real close too, you can see how the one on the left that was coated is actually still fatter in diameter, and the one on the right is shrinking. The petroleum jelly coats the cotton ball, and it burns the jelly for a lot longer and saves the cotton ball, so you still have tinder down there. And now you can see the one on the right is actually going out, and your petroleum dipped one is still going. And just remember too, that one was in first. Okay, so it's burnt way longer, and that's only one. You combine this and do 10 or 15 of those things, and you can get yourself a nice little fire going, and allows you to collect some brush from around the surrounding areas to put on top of it to get it started. So it's a nice little fire starter technique. Alright, you guys go ahead and don't burn down the woods. Just remember to build a proper campfire and enclose it. And don't burn down your house too if you're running this experiment at home, alright? Here is one. I took some extra time and totally dipped it in the petroleum jelly. I did it off camera so I could get it coated really good, and you'll see that the flame is actually coming out of the jar now, and you can see how bright it is and how big it is and how big the cotton ball still is. And that's what I was telling you. Once you get a couple of these together, now this is just one that I coated really good, not like the one earlier in the video where it's where I just dipped it a couple times just to show you that it would burn longer than a regular cotton ball. This one is burning really good. You can see how big that flame is. I can feel the heat from here. I keep moving the camera a little bit farther back. You can see that the flame is coming out of the jar, okay, and stuff. So I mean, that's a good, you know, how big are these lighters? I don't know, that's got to be an 8-inch jar and stuff. So I mean, it makes a really good flame, a really good fire once you get a couple of these going. Alright, I also went and grabbed my baggie here so you can see that it's full of them, and those go in my pack. If you see my pack video, those go on the upper half of the pack. I don't take them on short hikes, there's really no need to. Behind the water bottles, there's little pockets in there, and I'll put those in there. Okay, and you'll see that it's still going hot and bright, strong, and it's still going tall, and it'll sit here and burn for, you know, God knows how long. I usually don't let them burn all the way out because I get tired of standing here watching it, but I did want to let you guys know exactly what I was talking about. For when you coat them really good, they will burn really hot and really long. Alright, I mean, you can still see, I mean, we're, you know, I don't know how many minutes into the video now, a couple of minutes in at least, and it's still coming out of the can. So, I mean, this one cotton ball's been burning for a minute or two now, somewhere around there, and it's holding its own, you know, and you get like, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them in there and stuff, and you'll be able to start yourself a nice little fire. You pick up some dry wood around the surrounding areas, and, you know, make your little rock circle, and you'll be good to go and stuff. And so I mean, like I said, I can feel the heat from here. You know, we're good. You know, I'm a good 6 inches above the can, so I mean, you multiply that by 10 more cotton balls, and you got yourself a nice little fire starter there and stuff. Alright, you guys go ahead, try this experiment out for yourself if you don't believe me, and just make sure you get a can. Alright? Burn mark. That's still hot. That's the jar left on my workbench. I should have done that on the concrete floor. Last time I did for the video, I wanted it to be a little bit higher, so I put it up here, and lo and behold, hey, I've got a souvenir from it. So there you are, guys. That gets hot.